I want to start with a quote. I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. These are words that the late James Baldwin once said. Mr. Baldwin was a celebrated author and activist, but before that, he was a gay black man who grew up in America, being ridiculed by members of his community who turned around and preached patriotism. He knew a truth in his heart. Oh, I'm gonna get mushy.
Woo! Yeah! I'm gonna full voice it because that'll make me feel more powerful. He knew a truth in his heart that us struggling with the current sickness of America need to remind ourselves of. That America is not the sum of her parts. For better or for worse, she's a living, breathing thing, both all-encompassing and separate. She is not the pedophile and the rapist in the White House. She is not the Nazi commanding ICE. She is not the war criminal, bombing people with your tax dollars and claiming that your health insurance is too expensive. Similarly, okay, sorry guys, I'm not a good speech guy. Similarly, she is not the Good Samaritan. She is not the honest preacher who cares about his community more than anything else. She is not your friend who volunteers at shelters. She is not your neighbor who watches your dog while you're away for a weekend, or you. She is independent of her citizenry because she is an ideal. The America that James Baldwin empathetically toils over is the same America that Assassins shows us an honest look of. How could it be that a young black man growing up ostracized for his skin color and who he loves still sings her praises? Because as you will see in the show, the American dream, or the American spirit, is a separate thing entirely. And as such, it hangs in neutrality. America is truly a melting pot. We have monks, Jews, Christians, Muslims, conservatives, leftists, musical theater majors, engineering students, teachers and their apathetic students, store clerks who dream of an Emmy, people who risk death fighting fascists, people who now encourage a third term for one, kids born today who may be forced to die in a desert for profit of people they will never meet. The list goes on and on to an infinite echo of eclecticism. History does not just repeat, it echoes with equal parts ignorance and exponential severity. Why do I say this? What a great segue! Because in this show, you will not only see a wide variety of individuals with various goals, ideals, beliefs, justifications, you will see that the same American dream that inspires a janitor who grew up in a log cabin to be president is the same American dream that you will see on stage tonight that compelled these real people in our history to make themselves heard in the only way that they knew how, with violence. It would be negligent of me to not refer to gun violence before the show, because when I talk about the sickness in American culture, nothing is more deeply seated than gun violence. In the promotion for the show, I used the tagline, a uniquely American musical comedy. It's uniquely American because of two important sides of American culture. A Sondheim score, rooted in folk music and marches, and the growing threat of gun violence being one of the most prevalent themes. No other country in the world loses, or should be losing, 50,000 people a year to something that we so unfalteringly support. It's the Second Amendment on our favorite list. One of the first examples of American exceptionalism we pride ourselves in is the eagerness to arm ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I don't consider a great country if its leading cause of death for children is something that we consistently ignore and reinforce by saying our founders would have wanted it. I firmly believe our founders built something important, something that no one has ever done before, something that I think is one of the most important things a group of people have ever done in all of human history. And we have the right to get on stage and to criticize this country and make jokes about shooting presidents because of our founding fathers. They did not build this country for America, the current America. They built it as a living document in a living country with a heartbeat that is transient, ever shifting. They built a mold and they trusted us to adapt. They built a system and they prayed that we would change to accommodate the changing needs of Americans. That's what they built. Not a set of views to be religiously adhered by, not a culture, but a culture meant to never stay the same 2 weeks in a row. The world is always moving forward. The founders could not have possibly conceptualized 9 billion people, global terrorism, welfare and social security, GMOs and microplastics. If we are not moving forward, we are moving backward. If the country does not adapt how the founders framed it to, we are actively disgracing their work. We are turning our backs on the millions of individual lives sacrificed for our right to move forward. Your grandfathers who died in Europe, your fathers who died in Iraq. By not progressing, we are dragging our feet through their carcasses and wondering why nothing has changed. On that note, go see 1776. I'm so great at writing. The American dream is a spirit of change, a hope that promises that today, if you sit on the back of the bus, tomorrow you're in the Oval Office. If today, Kansas is revoking your license for the pronoun that you use, tomorrow they will be thanking you for the cure to cancer. The America that you see on stage tonight is a vignette of desperation, mental illness, unreciprocated love, obsession of self, empathy, and apathy. Real American citizens in our history who this country failed, and they will not be the last of their kind. Real Americans who thought that they'd get a prize, who thought that they would be listened to. Real Americans who couldn't stop the pain, who wanted to do something important, who felt it their duty to preserve the Union, who felt that they had no other way to be heard. The melting pot means that those Americans are just as American as us. And I think that's beautiful. Their patriotism was just corrupted in a different way than all of ours are. This country was meant to take care of its people, not lift one man to idolatry. So look at how much change we have had in the last 250 years. That change is the only reason we are sitting here today. Now sit back. Relax. Remember that this is a comedy.